Hello, hello, and thanks for joining me as we begin our four-part series on debunking some common horse myths and misconceptions. And in this first part, we're going to talk about the equine sleep cycle. And I chose this topic because it's so often overlooked in equine circles. And so, one of those out of sight, out of mind things, yet it's so important to our horse's health to understand the equine sleep cycle and further to know or be able to recognize the signs if our horses are sleep deprived. I'm Heather Underwood with Hilltop Equine Concepts, and today, as we begin this series, I just want to highlight that horse myths and misconceptions are often the culprits of equine issues we encounter on a regular basis, whether it's at the barn or in the show ring. And so, the goal of this series is ultimately to help empower horse owners to learn how to distinguish fact from fiction, making for happier, healthier horses. So let's get started here. So the myth we'll be discussing today is the one that tells us that horses get enough sleep standing up. And sleep is so important to our horse's health, just as it's imperative to our own health. But many horses are just not getting the sleep that they need, which has resulted in a whole host of health and performance problems. It's a common misconception that most horses get plenty of sleep when in fact there are lots of domesticated horses out there who are sleep deprived. So let's take a closer look at what sleep deprivation looks like and how we can help horses achieve a full sleep cycle. But first, let's look at the science behind debunking this myth. So the fact is that horses only achieve true REM sleep while laying down. And when we look at the science behind that, this has been studied by many scientists over the years, like Dr. Monica Aumann of the UC Davis Large Animal Clinic and Dr. Sue McDonnell, who's head of the Equine Behavioral Lab at University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. And these two doctors teach us through research that horses only achieve true REM cycle sleep while laying down, and they need 30 to 40 minutes of REM sleep every day. So, what is REM sleep? Well, REM stands for rapid eye movement. And during this part of the sleep cycle, the eyes are moving around, but there are no images being sent to the brain, just like in humans. So, dreams occur during the REM sleep cycle. And this is a very deep sleep, and it allows the body to stimulate a multitude of health functions that require rest. And it also allows the brain to recharge its batteries, so to speak. So, how much sleep do horses really need? Well, horses only require 3 to 6 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period, and they need a total of 30 to 40 minutes of REM sleep per day. How do our horses get sleep? Well, that's a really complex topic that could take us a very long time to cover, so I've summarized it briefly here. Basically, there's an internal hammock system that the horses have, and it allows them to close their eyes and sleep while standing up because their legs lock into place so that the horse doesn't fall over. However, a sleep deprived horse will ultimately collapse because when he closes his eyes while standing up, he will go into the REM cycle sleep. And so when a horse is in REM cycle sleep, his internal hammock system will not work. It won't engage, so to speak. And so ultimately, this causes horses to stumble and fall. This causes horses to go down to their knees. This causes horses to sometimes just altogether collapse and fall forward. And so it often results in injuries to the carpus, also known as the knees, to the four fetlocks or the lower limbs, and to the face, to the muzzle area, or to the jaw area. So horses will collapse if they're sleep deprived eventually, and you may have seen this happen before. You may have even experienced it while you were riding a horse or while the horse was under saddle by someone else. So it's something to be aware of, and it's certainly something worth investigating so that we can make improvements to our horses' conditions and help them get that full sleep cycle. So, what's causing this? What's causing horses to be sleep deprived? Well, if the horse can't lay down due to unsuitable environmental conditions and insecurity with pasture mates or physical issues, he can suffer from REM deficiency. Horses need suitable conditions for sleeping, so they tend to prefer pasture grass or softer surfaces. That's why a lot of times you'll see horses laying down in the pasture or in the sand or in lots of mud if they don't have access to other bedding like um, shavings or straw. They do prefer softer surfaces, so make sure that you're providing that to incentivize the horse to lay down. They're herd animals, so they tend to feel safer with other horses around and often use the buddy system to sleep. So you may need to make sure that your horse is around another horse if you suspect that he is sleep deprived. A lack of bedding or shelter may cause a horse to avoid laying down. Stress, medication, stall size, lack of exercise all play a role in a horse becoming sleep deprived. Horses who are in pain will often refuse to lie down because getting back up is simply too painful. And show horses are often sleep deprived, often due to the stress of overstimulation of the job. How do we tell if our horse is sleep deprived? Well, here's a condensed list of things that are probably most common. A horse that's excessively tired or drowsy, no evidence of bedding or grass or dirt or things like shavings, other types of bedding on his body. A horse that lays down will normally have some of that on his coat, whether it's in his barrel area or in his um, uh, gluteal region. And if you're not seeing any evidence of bedding or grass on him or mud caked on, he's probably not laying down. Recurrent carpal and fourth fetlock abrasions from collapsing, weight loss that's sudden or unexplained, poor performance, increased irritability and hypervigilance, complete or partial collapse, and unexplained facial injuries are all signs that your horse might be sleep deprived. So, how do we help sleep deprived horses? Well, hand walking is an excellent low stress, low key way to get your horse calm and in tune with his surroundings and to help him relax. Brushing your horse is a great option as he'll naturally become more relaxed as you groom him. Ensure you've given your horse low stress, high quality living accommodations and make sure he isn't being picked on by other horses in the herd that could be contributing to the problem. Magnesium is a great option. It's an excellent supplement for promoting healthy sleep in your horse as it helps him naturally relax. One note about magnesium is it's not the same as magnesium oxide. So be sure if you're going to purchase some, just know that magnesium oxide absorbs differently into the digestive tract, and so plain magnesium is what you're after. Give your horse playtime or fun time outside of regular work and just give him some variety. Horses do really well with a break between stressful work, so give him a low stress environment that he can really unwind and relax in. Another great way to help promote a good sleep cycle with your horse is to carefully analyze what his daily habits are and see your veterinarian for blood work if you suspect sleep deprivation and look for potential underlying health issues. Make sure that something unforeseen isn't bothering your horse at the stables. For example, is something or someone unknowingly causing outside stressors that may be preventing your horse from feeling safe enough to sleep? And just as cellular function and improved circulatory response help people sleep, improved circulation helps horses sleep too. In fact, circulation goes hand in hand with healthy sleep cycle. So, for example, I use a variety of modalities to address the circulatory response in the horse at a vascular level, which promotes the horse's natural healing processes. And this results in reduced stress, reduced pain, and you guessed it, a better, deeper REM cycle sleep. One of the things that I personally favor is called Beamer technology. It is one of those modalities like massage, myofascial release, and a myriad of other modalities that encourage or promote blood circulation. Beamer is scientifically proven to work for horses of all classes, and it helps not only to improve the circulatory response at a vascular level, but it also helps the horse to release those happy chemicals or happy hormones in his brain that again promote healthy sleep cycle. Proper nutrition is a big one. Some horses aren't sleeping because they're hungry. Other horses don't sleep because they're on too many sugars and starches. So be sure to read the labels of what you're feeding and make sure that your horses have a diet that's conducive to healthy sleep cycle. In conclusion, horses need ample sleep, comfortable living conditions, and attentive handlers who can detect if they're experiencing sleep deprivation. Horses that are sleep deprived can benefit from integrative therapies paired with improvements to overall living conditions and minor changes in routine that will benefit the horse long term. If you have questions about how to help your sleep deprived horse, please feel free to DM or email me. I've linked my website and social pages in the video description and on this page, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share for my free educational resources so that you don't miss out on more great horse related content. Thank you.